let's delve deeper into the North's military parade to mark Victory Day, as it is known by the regime. For more, we're joined by Andrew Yeo. He's a senior fellow at Brookings Center for East Asia Policy Studies. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, the military parade marking the North's so-called Victory Day was no surprise, right, as the regime has done so in the past. But what makes this year's parade significant or different from previous ones?
Sure. As you mentioned, North Korea conducts parades somewhat regularly, but this one is quite significant because of who was in the audience at this particular time. Remember, North Korea still has their pandemic border lockdown, but they invited dignitaries from Russia and from China to observe this parade. And I think they wanted to put on a show, and they wanted to show that there was solidarity among these countries. So I think that is something that's significant about this year's parade, that they would invite outsiders even during the time of the pandemic lockdown.
Sure. Now, no details we don't know yet, since no footage from the parade had been released as of Friday morning, which is now at the moment. But do you believe the North has showed off new weaponry at the parade this time again?
We haven't seen extensive footage yet of this parade. I'm pretty sure that they would have displayed their missiles, their rockets. This is just standard fare for a North Korean parade. It's unclear, though, whether they would show any new hardware, maybe some of their long-range ICBMs, but we really don't know unless we see the footage, but I wouldn't be surprised if they showed some of their most advanced weaponry on display.
Right. Andrew, you pointed out that it is exceptional and rare that delegations from other countries, including China and Russia, have been invited to the North this time, especially after all the pandemic years right now. How rare is this? What does it say about the trilateral partnership that they insist between Pyongyang, Moscow, and Beijing?
Right. So I don't think it's rare in the past to have dignitaries from other foreign dignitaries come to Pyongyang, but like we mentioned earlier, it was in this middle of this pandemic lockdown, but also especially the Russian defense minister, Sergei Shoigu, he attended this event. Now, that's a very high-level official, and there are other meetings as well. And so it really shows, again, the solidarity between these three countries. Of course, these are three countries that have been on the opposing end of the United States and its allies in the Indo-Pacific. So we really are seeing, I think, this hardening of autocracies and then democracies on the other side with South Korea and the United States. So I do think that this is quite telling to see members of these three countries, especially the defense minister from Russia, attending this event.
Right, because we all know Russia's defense minister, Shoigu, is one of the most occupied people at the moment with the war in Ukraine going on, right?
Yes, and it's got to suggest that maybe they are having discussions about militaries, about what sorts of aid that North Korea might provide to Russia and vice versa.
Right. And now, some experts say it is highly likely that North Korea has provided weapons to Russia, right, for its offensive in the Ukraine crisis. Now, are you on the same page? If it's the case, what kind of aid or support can the North receive from Russia in return?
Yeah, so there must be something in return for North Korea if North Korea is providing weapons to either Russia directly or the Wagner Group. But I would think that Russia has some technical expertise that they might be able to provide to North Korea related to missile launches, rocket launches, and satellites. North Korea had a failed rocket test trying to launch a satellite a few weeks ago, and that's something that perhaps Russia can provide support in. And also there might be, these are all sanctioned, but there might be ways where Russia could provide humanitarian assistance, food, or fuel. But of course, I think for Russia, it's a defense minister, so they must have talked about armaments, weapons, and that sort of thing. So certainly there's those two countries are looking to support one another because they've been really ostracized by other countries at this point.
Right. North Korea, Russia could definitely are owing something to one another at the moment, definitely, right?
Yes, I agree.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from DC this morning. You have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good day.